Okay, so today I won't be baking anything. I'll be frying a food. This is a typical Filipino street food and a dessert also at the same time. Usually this is served quite big, around medium to large size. But what I'll be doing is I'll be making a smaller version so it would be a lot easier to eat, and at least you can control the amount of food that you will consume when doing this or when eating this. Okay, so the ingredients that we will be needing are quite easy and only 4 ingredients, 4 to 5 ingredients. Okay, so before we start, please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and if you want, please comment down below what you want me to do next. So the ingredients that I will be needing to do the turon or the crispy banana is going to be just a few ingredients. Typical turon, you would usually use saba. This is I think this is called plantain in English. But since I don't have any access to plantains, I'll be using a regular round bananas. I just cut them in rectangular, cut them in half, and then cut them in 3. Okay. Next is jackfruit or langka. If you have access to get the fresh jackfruit, it would be much better. It would be much more flavorful and more aromatic, especially when you are cooking this. But if not, a canned jackfruit would do. It is also good and also gives some aroma. Spring roll wrappers. This is the square ones, just a small, since I'm gonna do the small ones. And white sugar for caramel, and frying oil. You're gonna need frying oil for frying. So basically these are all the ingredients that we will be just gonna use. So what we will do is just going to wrap them and then deep fry it. Then after that, we're gonna do caramel and drizzle it on top. Okay, so as you can see on the video, all I did here is I just took 1 piece of the spring roll wrapper and 1 piece of banana and a few slices of jackfruit. Also, when folding this, make sure that you have or you leave enough space at both ends so that you can fold it properly. So what I did here is I just brush a small amount of liquid. You can use water or egg wash if you want to. Just make sure that when you brush this, you just use a small amount. You don't want to make your wrapper soggy. Another thing is with the jackfruit, make sure that you pat it dry, especially when using the canned ones. Also, if the inside of your turon that you made absorbs too much liquid, it would still become crispy on the outside, but the crispiness won't last that long, unlike if it is totally dry on the inside. Just take note of that one. So before I fried this one, I made sure that the temperature of the oil is around 200 to 220 degrees Celsius. Also, I only fried the turon or the crispy rolls for around 3 to 4 minutes, or until the outside part has become crispy and golden brown. Make sure that your oil is really hot before trying to fry anything, otherwise it would absorb a lot of the oil and it would make your turon soggy. So when I made the caramel, what I did with the sugar is I didn't stir it. I just let it melt a little bit until it becomes liquidy, and then occasionally I just swirl it until it totally dissolves. When the caramel is already melted, what I did is I wait for a little bit until it cools down, just a little, and then scoop a small portion of the caramel and try to drop it. And when it starts to create this thread-like effect when it's dropping, that is the time when you know that you could do the same thing as what I did. If you did like what I did, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking my video, maybe leaving some comments. Thank you. So if you have any extra spring roll wrappers and maybe some quick melt cheese lying around, you could just wrap the quick melt cheese to the spring roll wrappers and then fry it until it becomes golden brown or crispy. But don't cook it too much because the cheese would eventually just leak out of your wrapper while frying it and it would make you some mess.